I have my handy dandy recipe notebook, so you already know what time it is. Normally I would say let's get cooking, but today let's get baking. Welcome to my channel. This is Minnie Moving Mountains. My name is Minnie, and this is my series called Minnie Bakes. Disclaimer, I am not a professional pastry chef, nor am I a nutritionist. I'm just a girl in her muumuu who cooks for her husband every week, but bakes once a week for my employees. There's no fancy lighting, no fancy editing. I do this in one cut and no fancy makeup. Just me showing you the things that I'm passionate about, which is cooking and baking, my weight loss journey, and crafting. So today is Saturday, March the 7th, 2026. And today we are baking chocolate velvet cupcakes with a creamy marshmallow whipped frosting. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. Let me try that again. Chocolate velvet cupcakes with a creamy marshmallow whipped frosting. So I'm going to go ahead and turn around the camera because I assure you, nothing fancy is going on here. I just want to focus on what we came here for, which is learning how to bake. So let's move mountains together and let's get baking. I'm just baking for my employees, but if you have a family that's bigger than the 8 employees I have, you would have to double, triple, or quadruple the recipe. For this recipe, this will make 8 cupcakes, 8 to 12. You're going to need 1 cup of AP flour, half a cup of cocoa mix, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, but let's be honest, it's measure with your heart for vanilla extract. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg at room temperature, half a cup of milk. This is oat milk, but you can use whole milk. 1/4 cup of a neutral oil. This is olive. 1 cup of sugar, and you're going to need espresso powder, half a cup of espresso. Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to look at my recipe. 1 teaspoon of espresso powder, but I just use the little packets. Quick intermission. I typically would show you my stovetop for the preheat instructions, but it's kind of a mess right now, so preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Back to our scheduled program. I have half a cup of plain water that's going to go into the microwave. And microwave for 30 seconds. Dissolve your espresso powder into the water and let it cool. Line a cupcake pan with liners. I have 12 here. To my stand mixer, I'm going to add 1 egg at room temperature with the yolk and the whole egg. Milk. Oil. If we're doing it by measurement, you're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla, but to be honest, I just measure vanilla with my heart. Mix until combined, about 30 seconds. Add 1 cup of granulated sugar and espresso mixture. Mix until combined, about 30 seconds. Add your flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Mix for 2 minutes until it's glossy, and then it will be a little bit liquidy, but it's meant to look that way. Look how beautiful that is. See, you don't have to buy Betty Crocker mix. We have Betty Crocker at home. Even though we use a stand mixer, always just make sure that you use an offset spatula and just get all the bottoms and scrape it down just in case it didn't get fully mixed. Using a scoop, you're going to fill your liners. I couldn't think of the word, sorry. Only fill your cupcake liners about halfway, a little bit over halfway. Place in an oven at 350 degrees. Bake for 20 minutes. Once your cupcakes have finished baking, you're going to let them fully cool. After that, you can frost it. I'm not currently going to be making the frosting at this time, but for the frosting in a stand mixer or a handheld mixer, you're going to beat or whip 2 sticks of butter, 2 cups of confectionery sugar, and 1.5 cups of marshmallow fluff until it is nice and smooth and has high peaks like a meringue. And then you would frost your cupcakes. So thank you guys so much for watching my baking episode. It's such an honor and privilege to be able to cook and bake with you guys. For all of my recipes, you can find them on my website, www.minimeals.com. Long-form content can be found on my YouTube channel at Mini Salvant, as well as Facebook at Mini Salvant, and short-form content can be found on my TikTok, Lemonade, and Instagram at Mini Moving Mountains. Let's move mountains together, and what should I bake next? I'll see you guys next time. Bye!